I think it's time that this channel answered one of the most common questions concerning Dragon Ball Z. And that is, what if Roshi, Oolong and Puar were actually useful in Dragon Ball Z? Now, you might be thinking, what about Bulma? She didn't do all that much in Dragon Ball Z. Well, yeah, you're right. And we will be making her more useful in this story too. It's just, calling this, what if Roshi, Oolong, Puar and Bulma were more useful in Dragon Ball Z? It's a little bit too long for a title. So from now it's, what if Roshi, Oolong and Puar were more useful in DBZ? So, I don't think that's too long. It's getting there, but not quite too long. So, I know for a fact I'm not the only one who's asked this question. We remember in the early days of Dragon Ball, when Bulma, Puar, Master Roshi, and Oolong actually did things in the series, actually helped out our heroes, and were actually of some use to how the stories played out, especially in the early Pilaf Saga, Red Ribbon Army Saga. All the characters, basically had their uses, including Launch, mind you. Will we be including Launch into this series? Well, yeah, why not? I'm not sure where yet, but we'll include her somewhere. We might even include her in this part if I can think of something, spur of the moment, to add her in. And well, anyway, so without further ado, let's begin the story. So, our story begins right at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. Raditz has made his arrival on Earth, and pretty much like in the original, he ends up meeting with Piccolo before ultimately finding his brother Goku, aka Kakarot according to him, and of course makes off with Gohan, much like he does in the original. Now, all in all, the Raditz appearance would play out pretty much the same. Goku would not allow Krillin and Roshi to battle with him against Raditz because both of them had been revived from the dragon once before. And it's not like Bulma at this point would be of much use. At least not right now. Except, giving him and Piccolo the Dragon Raider. So, pretty much the whole Raditz saga would play out like it does in the original, with ultimately Goku sacrificing himself and Piccolo taking out Raditz with his special beam cannon! So, with that, Raditz is killed along with Goku, not before spilling the beans to Nappa and Vegeta about the Dragon Balls, Raditz's scouter working as a communication device, and yeah. So with that, just like in the original, Piccolo takes off with little Gohan in order to train him like he does in the original, and Bulma makes off with Raditz's scouter device to convert it to English so they can at least track out the other Z warriors and be able to mount a defense against the Saiyans. And they will be here within the year's time. And rather than just putting Bulma aside and, Roshi also keen in to join in the training this time along, he makes the effort to go to Kami's lookout as well, and does his part for the training as well. Roshi may be an old man, but we know he always likes to sneak in training from time to time, at the very least keep up with his pupils. Roshi would not pass up this opportunity, I don't think. And how are Puar and Oolong are going to be useful in this, because they're not Z warriors, they're not fighters. Oolong's a straight up coward. But don't worry, we're going to get to that. Once Nappa and Vegeta arrive, that is. And in the meantime, Goku's making his journey on Snake Way and getting his training much like he does in King Kai's realm. Now, in the meantime, Bulma is tinkering away with something else. She has had a bit of experience, being around the Dragon team and observing and picking up some things. After all, she is pretty much a genius, and she's gone to work building a sort of mecha suit for herself that can do all sorts of crazy things, even help bring out her potential with ki, and it's capable of flight and things like that. And yeah, I know you're probably going, oh, you're just borrowing that from Moscow X's What If, and yeah, you'd be probably right. And what better way to actually make her useful in this series? After all, this is What If the gang that didn't have much screen time in Dragon Ball Z, how can we make them more useful? Well, Bulma would tinker away and probably built something like that so she could defend the Earth as well. Or at the very least get some more useful data. After all, she's got all that space tech to build, but a little bit different from Masako's mecha suit, this does have a built-in scouter as well. Thanks to Raditz providing that space tech. Oh yeah. Very useful indeed. And well, you gotta remember, she is the girlfriend of Yamcha. It's very possible she wouldn't mind picking up some self-defense lessons from Yamcha, learn how to use a little bit of ki. After all, there are a lot of creeps in West City she would love to use those kind of moves on. And of course, she'd be able to belt up Roshi more when he tries his antics. And well, so while that's going on with Bulma, and with Yamcha finishing up training at Kami's Lookout, spending the last, couple of months, whatever, training on their own, this would allow Bulma to get some more training in herself, and actually being able to strengthen her ki up some more, so her suit is able to produce more powerful ki-like projectiles. So, certainly advancing the suit, and she's learned how to fly herself, so it's basically, increasing the overall power of her mech suit, and Yamcha gets a sparring partner. And, well, as for the rest, they do their respective training as they do per usual. Gohan, nervous about the whole thing, but he's coming around like he does in the original. And then, the year has passed and the Saiyans have made their arrive. Ha! Vegeta! I'm actually feeling quite almost like a little child again. This gravity is nothing. It would explain why Kakarot is so weak. Now, let's go ahead and look for the strongest one on this planet. He'd be the one who finished off Raditz, much like they do in the original, and that takes them, of course, straight to Krillin, Gohan, and Piccolo. And, well, much like as they descend, the basic introductions are done, and the Cybermen are planted, and the fight starts off with Piccolo, Gohan, and Krillin taking on Cybermen as the original, when everyone else shows up, even though there's at least 2 more warriors ahead of the Cybermen they brought with them, they're still able to make a match with them. After all, you count Vegeta and Nappa as well, it's an even team. And, well, Tien battles and defeats his Cyberman, much like he does in the original, with Vegeta taking it out. I believe I said, don't hold anything back. You better not disappoint me. Looking to the next Cyberman coming up to battle with Yamcha. Now, Roshi is telling the boys that no matter what happens, we keep playing their game. After all, if they battle each Cyberman one by one, this just gives them more time for Goku to appear. Will this strategy work? Well, let's see how Yamcha does. The battle between Yamcha and his Cybermen pretty much goes down as per normal. Yamcha is a little bit stronger in this timeline thanks to the sparring matches with Bulma the last couple of months before the Saiyans arrived. And, well, essentially, The Cyberman is still a little banged up, but it's still got just enough grit to jump in there and try and grab Yamcha in order to, you know, blow himself up along with Yamcha. However, Roshi sees this coming and telepathically tells Yamcha to duck. Remember, Roshi can talk to other characters telepathically. Now, the others might not have the skills necessarily to talk back, but Roshi definitely has the skills to telepath orders and commands to the Dragon team as this happens. So Yamcha does duck, and the Cyberman misses him, and Tien is there to blast away the Cyberman, finishing it off. And well, with that, the rest of the Dragon team have respected matches with the Cybermen, ultimately defeating them all, and did this by Goku some more time to get back to planet Earth. Well, actually yes, by the time they were finished up with the Cybermen, Goku is already at the lookout and on his Nimbus Cloud with a couple of sensu beans from Korin, and he's racing his way towards the planet. So this little matchup has seemed to work, and it's all thanks to Roshi keeping the Dragon team in line, as well as supervising the whole battle and keeping the Dragon team members alive. However, now it's down to Nappa. Finally, I get to stretch my legs. Let's see, which one do I want to take on first? How about you there, Free Eyes? You seem relatively eager. Roshi telepathically tells Tien he can tell by sensing the power difference Tien's no match for Nappa, but just keep him busy as long as possible. And that, when Roshi is ready, he will give the others the signal to jump in, and they will take down that big brute of a Saiyan together. Roshi has a plan. Quite a risky plan, but if this works, this may mean that Vegeta will be on his own. And well, the battle with Tien and Nappa is pretty much going much like it does with Original. Does Tien lose his arm? Yes, unfortunately he does. Chaozu is thinking of jumping in and blowing himself up like he does in the Original, but Roshi has telepathically told him to stay back and trust him. If this works, there'll be no need for him to needlessly throw his life away. And, well, when it seems like Tien is on his last legs, he telepathically tells Krillin and Piccolo, "Now!" And with that, Krillin and Piccolo do their double team on Nappa like they do in the Original. Ah! They blindsided me! Ah, that one got me too! And well, Gohan is cowering much like he does in the original part of this battle, and Roshi doesn't even want Gohan fighting at this point. Gohan's their big ace in the hole if something does go wrong. So they're trying to keep Gohan a secret in case they really need him. So, and you know, you gotta understand, this is Gohan's first battle. You know, it's understandably he's a bit shaken up and freezes like that, but don't worry, Gohan, Roshi has his slack, while Nappa is flying towards them after being pounded by the combined efforts of Piccolo and Krillin. Evil containment wave! Master Roshi unleashes the Mafu Bar, which catches up Nappa and goes off without a hitch, and he seals Nappa away in a bottle. Heh! And well, because Roshi got this extra bit of training, he doesn't kill over and die like he did with King Piccolo. He's built up his stamina since, and remember, up until this point, Roshi actually hadn't used up his energy. And, yeah, so he's able to hang on. But he is definitely a bit of worse for wear, and Vegeta cannot believe this. These guys not only beat the Cybermen, but they bested Nappa. Nappa, you fell in disgrace, falling for such an obvious trick. Even though Vegeta says that, he is shocked. And well, Vegeta might just have his handful with the entire Dragon team alive and well, ready to gang up on him. And well, the battle does pretty much commence. Now, Vegeta, as we know, is no pushover. He's very powerful. And in fact, he is strong enough to beat the entire Dragon team by himself. Gohan, of course, apologizing for freezing up before, but he is ready to do battle this time. Gohan joining in the fray as well. And this is challenging Vegeta somewhat. I mean, Gohan is half Saiyan after all. Not bad, Gohan. Perhaps if you showed this kind of spirit, you could have beaten Raditz on your own. And well, Gohan getting slammed into the ground, and Vegeta thinking of finishing the brat right here and now. You deserve a funeral worthy of a Saiyan. Before he could, suddenly, this sudden dash of speed just grabs Gohan out of the way, revealing that it is Goku. He is back. And back in time to save everybody. Bulma, yeah, she's a little banged up being the weakest one there, but surprisingly she was able to hold her own. Fine, everyone is relatively fine, just a little banged up after battling with the Saiyan Prince. And basically, this is where Goku begins powering up, and everyone agrees to challenge Vegeta with basically a big final charge, making Vegeta desperate enough that the only way he's going to get out of this is if he creates an energy ball and transforms into Ozaru. Which, sure he does that. Huh, you think you've won? Pretty soon, you're all nothing but flies to me. Let there be light. This form, it looks familiar to me. Now you're probably thinking, is Gohan gonna change as well? Well, nah, his tail hasn't quite grown back yet. Plus he's out cold after what Vegeta put him through. So no, Gohan will not be changing at the moment. And well, as everyone realizes that Goku is seeing the familiarity of this form, I'm afraid so, my boy. This is Roshi talking, by the way. It was you that killed Grandpa Gohan all those years ago and smashed the tournament ring. Why didn't you guys tell me? We wanted to try spare you the pain. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to somehow make it up to everyone by putting a stop to this monster here. Goku powering up along with everybody else, but ultimately Vegeta is proving to be too much of a challenge for them. It is a pretty good fight, and Vegeta is having a bit of a hard time. After all, you got a fully powered Goku going into Kaioken, able to avoid his blows for the most part, but ultimately Vegeta is getting the better of the lot of them, especially with those ki blasts coming from his mouth. Yeah, it's not looking very good for the Dragon team, and Goku is starting to get a little banged up. And Bulma needs a plan really quickly, and she spots Oolong and Puar, who were watching the whole time, just cowering underneath a rock. Yes, they were there as too, but obviously they weren't doing much fighting. Like I said, Oolong being a straight-up coward. And well, let's just say Bulma has come up with her plan, and she basically tells Oolong to transform into the other Saiyan. Transform into Nappa. Perhaps this will be able to put Vegeta off guard long enough that they might be able to remove his tail, if Puar can transform into a giant pair of scissors. Oolong wants nothing to do with this plan. I'm not doing this plan. Why should I? Do I look like I want to be extra crispy bacon to you? And well, needless to say, let's just say Oolong ate a certain bit of candy before everyone took off to meet up with the invaders. Ooh, piggy, 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 piggy! Oh no, not this again! Alright, very well, I will do this, jeez. But you're gonna owe me big time for this, Bulma. And Puar just going, let's do it, Oolong! And with that, Oolong transforms into Nappa. And it's hilarious with Oolong doing Nappa's voice. In fact, he sounds just like Team 4 Star's abridged Nappa. Hey Vegeta, I got out of that jar. I'm here to help. Oh, well done there, Nappa. I should have known that trap would not have held you for long. Hang on. Why aren't you transforming? Vegeta catching on that Nappa hasn't transformed from the energy ball. Well, it's just I haven't looked at it yet. Yeah, that's it. I haven't looked at it yet. Well, will you hurry up and... Uh-oh, Vegeta's tail has suddenly been cut off. The plan worked. Puar managed to transform into a giant pair of scissors, and thanks to Oolong's devotion keeping Vegeta still, not wagging his tail around, Puar was able to get a good cut in on him. Oh, what's happening? Oh, how did they get to me like this? And, well, he's, looking at Nappa. You certainly fell for it that time, Vegeta. Transforming back into Oolong. What? How dare you deceive me like that, piggy? That's it. You're going down. And, well, before he could, blow away Oolong, Goku prepared a little bit of a surprise for the prince. It is a spirit bomb, and he throws it at the prince. This time, it is a full-powered spirit bomb. And it hits Vegeta, sending him flying up into the air. Remember, Vegeta still has a fair bit of his energy left. So when Vegeta does come crashing down, it's pretty much over for Vegeta, who's calling in his ride home. He's trying to flee. Let's finish him off here and now. Piccolo, no! Let him go! What? Why on earth would we do such a thing, Goku? Keep in mind, I'm a Saiyan as well. I could have been just like him. But thanks to this planet, I was able to change my ways. And look at you, Piccolo! You had changed so much. You trained my son. Saved his life. What, and you expect this guy's gonna be able to learn that kind of a lesson? I don't think this has changed anything between us, Goku. Yeah, well, you just never know. Just please, let him go. Very well, but if this backfires on us, you'll answer to me, Goku. Gladly. And well, with that, Vegeta does get himself back into his pod, vowing revenge as the pod takes off. The battle is won. The Dragon team are injured, but no one is really badly wounded. And well, this is where Chi-Chi comes by, flying the same spaceship that picks them all up originally. It is her, Master Korin, and of course, Fortune Teller Baba. And of course, Bulma is wringing Yajirobe's neck for not even helping them during this. She's standing by watching them get pummeled. You could have been useful out there. Why weren't you there to help us? Why, I ought to kill you where you stand. Well, needless to say, everyone calms down. And since everyone's there, they can still use the Dragon Balls to restore all the damage that the Saiyans have caused. I'm talking about how Nappa blew up that one city. So that's good. All wells that ends well. Or does it? This is where we're going to leave things for right now. So what did you guys think? Did you enjoy this story? How much easier did things go with Master Roshi, Puar and Oolong, as well as Bulma getting into the fight? How is this teamwork and actually including the rest of the original Dragon Ball cast, how is this going to affect the rest of the events of Dragon Ball Z? Especially now that we're about to head into the Namek Saga. All this and more next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys the next time. Catch you later.